Temporary fixes, y'all. Temporary fixes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, hello. It's me again in my car. Yeah. Did y'all expect anything different? Yeah. So I wanted to give another update, another catch up. This is not a specific video right now. But I just wanted to be real time instead of like a month later. Today is Monday, April 17th, and I am 8 days away from being done with my nursing program. Like, we have a test tomorrow, exam 4, and then next Tuesday we have our final, and then it's just waiting for graduation. And that's crazy to me. Like, it doesn't feel like 2 years have passed by, but they have, and I'm so happy. But I did want to talk about this semester so far, and this semester has been Surg 2. I will say that Surg 2, if you guys have been watching my videos prior, you would know that I was doing pretty well in first semester, second semester. I didn't really talk about third semester yet, but I was doing pretty well in all of those. And then I will say that fourth semester, this Surg 2 like threw me for a loop. I don't even know. I'm just so happy that it's about to be over because it was horrible. It was horrible. Oh gosh. In hindsight, I guess I figured out what I was doing wrong just like last test. And in hindsight, I wish I knew that. Maybe I wouldn't have been so stressed and doing so poorly. Now, when I say poorly, I don't want you to think that I am barely scraping by and my possibilities of graduating are in the air. I feel that way, but realistically, I'm not on the borderline of passing and failing. I'm at a B. Sometimes I choke, like, when there's pressure, and sometimes I excel when there's really high pressure. So I'm just feeling kind of anxious and weird about this being the last couple weeks of my program. Okay, but enough chit chat. This semester was very challenging, and it's primarily because it showed me that I hadn't been thinking like a nurse these past couple semesters. So I had to quickly figure out what that meant and how to critically think, how to not just comprehend. If y'all know Bloom's taxonomy, there's like levels that the NCLEX is going to test you on, and comprehension is like at the very low level, and comprehension is not passing level. You have to be able to analyze, evaluate, and I can't remember the other part, but I realized that I don't naturally analyze and evaluate questions properly. So I really had to like check myself and figure out what were my deficits, what were my strengths, and really try to improve. And one of my deficits was that I was expecting a question either to be too much harder than it was or much easier than it was. And so I was picking answers that were just completely out of the ballpark range of correct. So there were a lot of things that were common sense, and I was looking for. I was like, this is too easy. What's a harder answer? Y'all are trying to trick me. I don't trust y'all. This can't be right. So I'm going to choose a different answer. But it was that same, like, the common sense question, or the common sense answer was the right answer. So ultimately, just having to, it's all the things that people tell you, like, as you're listening, I guess, as you're watching other people's podcasts or getting advice from everybody else, listen to what people say when they say, trust your gut. Trust your gut when they say the Kaplan decision tree. It's helpful. I'm not going to even promote Kaplan over anybody else. It's just what our school requires us to pay $200 a semester for. But Kaplan decision tree is very helpful. It's also free on the internet. You don't have to only have Kaplan to figure out what that is. But yeah, just getting in the step of like getting in the habit of answering questions that are difficult and that are multi-system. That's another thing that I didn't really anticipate this semester. And they've been telling us this probably since Med-Surg 1, but when you get to Med-Surg 2, you have to start thinking about the body as a whole and how one system will affect another system. And just trying to figure that out was challenging for me because I hadn't been learning as much as I should have this far in the program. I was just memorizing and dumping for tests. I'll say like the information I was learning was not being retained as it should, and so multi-system was harder for me to put together. So biggest advice for anybody else before they get into Med-Surg 2, start putting the pieces together about how each body system incorporates the other body systems, and think of the body holistically and how it just all works together, because it's all gonna work together. Even with psych, I hated psych, but on a floor, almost every patient can be a psych patient. So those are things that I'm learning. I've learned this semester. The hectic aspect of Med-Surg 2, spoiler alert, I failed my first test ever in nursing school this semester, and I wanted to make a video about that a little bit later, but that sucked. Cried a lot this semester, more than any other semester. I also figured out what my stress relief was. I had to find something to let out my anxiety and my fears, my doubts, to just release my stress. And it's very, very unlikely. I'm pretty sure no one else will have this kind of stress relief. It's watercolor painting. I like to watercolor paint. Yeah, thumbs up if you like to watercolor paint too. Maybe we can get together one day and paint. Also, in February, I started interviewing for jobs, and I'm gonna make a video about my specific like job search scenario later, but I'll just go ahead and say I did accept an offer for a job. Also was the first vice president for the Student Nurses Association at my school, so I had to juggle that responsibility throughout this semester. I had to, there was a research conference in Atlanta that I was able to attend because I'm in that program I told you all about, preparing me for nursing research. That was really interesting as well. My clinicals this semester were on Saturdays. It was just wonderful. I struggled with that a lot. I was really upset about it, but I got over it. But all in all, this semester, it definitely made me stronger. I would say it made me wiser, and it made me realize that this is worth fighting for in my career. It made me feel so much more pride in the fact that I'm about to be done. And I just wanted to briefly all of that on y'all and let you know that shortly, very shortly, I will be updating y'all with videos about these specific things that I had going on. Like, I've been busy. I've been doing a little bit too much. I'm really excited to share things with you guys. I just hope that it would be helpful. I feel like I'm a little awkward sometimes, so I hope that you get something from this. But yes, I will be back soon with another video, and yeah.